Hello, everybody. Welcome back on our podcast. I hope you're all having a great day. We're live right now on the Science and Life show. So I'm your host, Jamie, and as you might already know, we discuss about weekly science news every Friday. So let me present to you our special guest, Dr. Knows It All, physicist from Stanford Uni.
Yep, thank you for inviting me on this podcast. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy I'm going to be able to share a bit of my knowledge.
Well, we're very grateful for you to be here. So today's subject will be the coriolis effect. Oh, wait, someone is calling me.
Hey Jamie, make a guess. What did I do this morning?
I don't know, you tell me.
Well, I was walking my dog, as every morning, and a huge tornado came by. And you know me, Jamie, I wanted to chase it. So I jumped on my electric scooter and started to chase it.
Again? Are you crazy, Fred? You could have died.
But Jamie, you know I've been trained for this kind of experiments. When I started chasing it, the notion of coriolis force came to my mind. And I started wondering why, here in Europe, the tornado turned the other way that the tornado I chased last Friday in Australia.
Yeah. I've studied this notion a couple of years. So I can try to explain to you. Why don't you come with us on our podcast? There's Dr. Knows It All with us.
Great, I'm coming now.
Hey, what's up, Fred? That was quick.
What's up, Jamie? I just came from the tornado.
Perfect. I have my guest here, Dr. Knows It All. You can maybe interview him.
Oh, hi, Fred.
Hi, Dr. Nosito. How are you doing?
Very good, and you?
Well, I just came from a tornado.
Wow, that's impressive. Did you just teleport?
Yes, of course.
Wow, never seen that.
High budget production.
I hope you heard about his recent studies.
Of course. You are the physicist who studies about the Coriolis effect, yes?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, can you explain us and describe us what is the Coriolis effect and how does it work?
Of course, but maybe we could go into my lab so I could explain it better.
Yes, of course.
Alright, perfect.
Alright, let me explain to you what the coriolis effect is. So, in classical mechanics, it is an inertial force that was described by the 19th century French engineer and mathematician Gustave Gaspard Coriolis in 1835. Coriolis showed that if the ordinary Newton laws of motion of bodies are to be used in a rotating frame of reference, an inertial force acting to the right of the direction of body motion for counterclockwise rotation of the reference frame, or to the left for clockwise rotations.
Could you explain it to us in simpler words?
Of course. Well, basically, it's an apparent force that deflects moving objects because of the Earth's rotation. It can deflect to the trajectory of an air current, such as a tornado, as Fred saw, or a projectile, such as a fast-moving ball, to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere.
You heard that, Jamie?
Yes, pretty interesting. The most known application of this effect are cyclones, but there's also a link with geostrophic winds.
Well, I'm glad you all understood the definition.
I'm here with Dr. Marshall, a meteorologist that works in France for a famous company called Météo France, and he will explain me how a geostrophic wind works. So what is a geostrophic wind?
Hi. A geostrophic wind is air that is under the influence of both the pressure gradient and the coriolis force. Oh, wait, let me teleport. This air tends to move parallel to isobars in certain conditions. For example, where friction is low, about 1,000 meters above Earth's surface. Geostrophic winds comes into play when the pressure gradient force and the coriolis force come into balance just after the air begins to move. As I said, a geostrophic wind flows parallel to isobars. However, in a model of geostrophic wind in the northern hemisphere, the airflow is perpendicular to isobars. At this moment, it is under the influence of the pressure gradient force. As the movement begins, the coriolis effect comes into play and influences the direction of the airflow that starts deflecting to the right of its original path. The airflow continues to deflect until the pressure gradient force and the coriolis force are opposite and compensate each other. When the wind swirls counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere, it is called cyclonic flow. When it is the other way around, clockwise in the northern hemisphere and counterclockwise in the southern hemisphere, it is called anticyclonic flow. For example, a cyclonic flow is a flow that is around a low pressure area, and an anticyclonic flow is a flow that is around a high pressure area.
How does a cyclone form itself?
The formation of a cyclone depends on the following conditions: a large, still, warm ocean area with a temperature of 26 degrees, low altitude winds blowing from different directions, which create clouds that rise to 10 kilometers in the troposphere. And due to condensation and the coriolis effect, the eye of the cyclone will form itself and expands until maturation of a cyclone.
So can a hurricane form itself at the equator?
No, because the coriolis effect is just too small for a cyclone to be happening at the equator, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, great. Thanks for watching. This has been one of our best episodes on the Science and Life show as we talked about the coriolis effect and its applications with our two wonderful guests. I hope we'll see you next week and follow us on our social media and see you.